thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. Happy Thanksgiving, at-home family. We're so glad you joined us today, and we're preparing a Thanksgiving dinner like we have for the last 20 years. But anyway, this is a little different because I got thinking, you know, we've made them so many ways other than with the cornbread stuffing, with the plain stuffing, whatever. And I thought, let's do something for the novice cook. Maybe the young person that's never had to, this is the first time since you've been married, you have to make Thanksgiving for the in-laws and you're in a panic, you don't know what to do. Well, we're going to show you how to make Thanksgiving quick and easy. This is an easy to do Thanksgiving using products that are available in the supermarket so you don't have to start from scratch every time you have to make something. And I'm going to have some people help me on this. Paul's going to be here. He's going to be chopping and cutting up and making a wonderful fruit salad. And Hannah James is with me. That's Larry and Laurie. They both work here on the program. Their daughter, who's in college, and she likes to cook. She's a great baker. We used one of her recipes just recently for cookies. And she's going to come and she's going to help me cook. And then Linda Wilson, who used to be a part of our at-home program as I think assistant producer is what she was. And she's going to make the best mashed potatoes out of instant potato flakes. Don't say no, no, no. Say yes. I'm telling you, you wouldn't know it if you didn't see her making them. They are awesome. So I asked her to drop by and show us how to do it. And we've got some pies. We've got all kind of good things. You're not going to want to miss it. You want to get your paper and pencil out. You want to be sure to send for the recipes. You want to take notes. And call a friend who's intimidated by doing a recipe like this and a whole dinner like this, because doing a turkey is not hard. In fact, it's one of the easiest parts of the meal. So we're going to get started with our easy-to-do Thanksgiving right after our at-home hint, and here it is. Do you have trouble cleaning your grater after zesting cheese? To make grater cleanup a breeze, spritz it with non-stick cooking spray before grating and the residue will wipe right off.
If you have an at-home hint, a favorite recipe, or just a friendly greeting you'd like to share, we'd like to hear from you. Post it in the comments of this video or visit our Facebook page.
Well, this is a part of the kitchen crew for our Thanksgiving, easy to do Thanksgiving today. Hannah, we're so glad you came today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's going to be fun because she's going to make some awesome stuff. And honey, we're glad you're with us.
I'm glad to be here also.
Yeah, and you're going to make us a big, beautiful fruit salad.
That is correct.
He's all set up. Why don't you go ahead and get started? You're chopping fruit. That's good. Hannah, what are you doing?
I'm making stuffing.
Stuffing?
From a box, but it's going to be delicious.
Well, yeah, because you know what? You give it that homemade flair by doing what?
I just chopped up some onions and celery, and then you just saute them in some butter, and then we're going to throw them into the stuffing that you cook according to the box.
Cool.
However, you use chicken broth instead of water.
And that gives it the homemade flavor.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste watered down, and the onion and the celery makes it taste even more homemade.
Yeah.
Okay, and these are sweet potatoes. Tell me what you did with them.
They are just washed, and then you put some butter on them, and then you sprinkle salt on them, and we're just going to throw them in the oven.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and pop those in? And while she's doing that and getting ready to make her wonderful stuffing, I'm telling you, it is good. I've made it like that. When I'm in a pinch, that's the way I do it. I'm going to make a cranberry salad, and it's easy. It tastes more like a dessert than a salad. So you ready to go?
It is ready. I'm good.
Okay.
Just throw it all in here.
Very good. And that goes into a casserole rather than stuffing the turkey with it. Okay? I'm using 3 boxes. This is the 4 serving size of Jell-O. And if you can get cranberry, use that. If not, you can use strawberry or cherry, whichever. And Hannah, could I bother you to do me a favor?
Sure.
Could you pour that boiling water in here for me, since you've got it right there on the stove? Because you always have to dissolve it. Is it a little hot? Yeah. You always want to dissolve it. Well, let me get this in here just for a minute. Sorry about that. I thought I had the other bag in there. Okay, let her rip. Good safety. You've taught her well, Laurie. You taught her well. There you go. Thank you.
There you go.
Very much. Now, you always want to make sure that you dissolve this completely. Don't worry about what it says on the box. You have to do it according to the recipe, or it's not going to set up. So what did you do? You already had your water, your chicken broth.
It was the stuffing was ready, the onions and celery were ready. I just combined them, and it said on the recipe to mix it with a fork. So that's what I did.
Because it fluffs it up. It doesn't make it lumpy.
So now I just got to put it in here.
Did you put the onion and celery in already?
Yep, it's in there.
Wow, you work fast, girlfriend. That's great. Now, is it real? Let me just ask you, is it real dry? Does it seem dry?
It is not dry.
Okay, good. Because if that was dry, you could add a little more chicken broth to that, which would be good. Okay, and I'm just adding 1 whole berry cranberry sauce to this. Okay, and you just mix it up. Just mix it up. You know, the nice thing about this, you can make this 2 days ahead of time and just cover it well and put it in your refrigerator so you don't have to worry about it the day of Thanksgiving, because this takes time for it to get gelled and set up. And I'm telling you, that's one of the things you don't like to have. Anything you can do ahead of time is going to help you. And as I said, just making things with boxes of stovetop stuffing or any kind of brand, as long as you add some fresh vegetables like she did, and you want to make sure they're all in, that looks wonderful.
All right, now I got to cover
And you're just going to cover it because she doesn't want that to get dry. Definitely don't want that to get dry. Baking. That's going to go into, what, 325?
Yep, 325.
For how long about?
It says about 15 to 20 minutes.
Well, then let's hold off on that because we're not quite there yet.
We'll set it right here.
And I'm going to give this to you because then you can go ahead and put it in the fridge. We've done that. Yeah, you want to take that? Good. Just mix it up. Think that's mixed enough?
I think so.
I think so too. Okay. You want to pour that in, and then let's put that in, let it get chilled. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing good.
Wow. Good. Oh,
Making a mess.
that's all right. Hey, that happens, you know?
Huh?
That happens. Not to worry. This is such a wonderful time, and to be able to have family and friends helping you in the kitchen at this time makes it worthwhile. Just to prepare, let me get the bottom of the dish, so there we got it. All over your fingers. You're going to have red fingernails
right.
and no polish. Okay, now what I want to show you, and see like that, you just want to remember, I have to put that in, so about a half hour before you're ready to eat, you're going to pop that in the oven because it's already all cooked. You don't have to worry about, oh, you know, what else do I have to do? Let's get rid of these, and I'm going to show you what the turkey looks like and how we did that. Okay? Thank you so much. Okay. Now, there we go. This is our turkey. We've had that baby on cooking for a while. And I'm going to talk you through it because it's so easy. You want to see a beautiful turkey breast? Feast your eyes. Right there it is. And you can see in the bottom, it has a lot of juice because we basted it. It's a plain turkey. It was a frozen turkey. And all we did, Hannah, was take the turkey, thawed it down completely, and then we just buttered it, melted butter all over the surface of the turkey. Salt and peppered it, and we put it into the pan, put it on 350, and let it start to cook, covered. You want it to cook through. And then we took the covering off of it, and we let it brown up. This is beautiful. Now, this has to be an internal temperature of 160. You also want to remember that when you take it out of the oven, it's going to cook a little further. So this is our, the smell in here smells so incredible. To me, when I smell the turkey, I think of Thanksgiving. That's what.
When I smell the stuffing, I think
Oh, is it the stuffing?
Yeah.
Too? Well, together we have dinner, she and I. But isn't it beautiful?
It
Now
is.
we have to let this stand for about 15 minutes because you want the juices to absorb. And then I'm going to make some gravy. You say, oh, I never made gravy. I'm going to show you how you do it. Easy, quick, and we use products already available at the store. So we'll be back in just a minute with more of our easy-to-do Thanksgiving dinner. Stay tuned.
Do you love watching At Home with Arlene Williams? Then be sure to check out our new YouTube channel. It's filled with classic episodes from over 20 years of At Home, and more videos are added each day. And don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, if you just joined us, we're making an easy-to-do Thanksgiving dinner. Paul's got his fruit salad done, so we let him take a little breather. And in his place, Linda Wilson. So glad you're here, Linda.
Good to be
here. Good to see you.
It's been a while.
Yeah, Linda's worked with us, as I told you before, for many years, and she makes the best instant potatoes. I'm telling you, she really does. And she's going to make that. I'm going to make the gravy. And Hannah, our cook, is going to make an awesome broccoli with a con queso cheese sauce over it.
Sounds good.
Delicious. Okay, you get started.
Okay.
Tell us what you're going to do.
I'm starting with about 3 cups of water
Okay.
and a teaspoon of salt, really simple, and 1.5 sticks of butter.
Well, how much?
1.5 sticks.
That's what I thought you said.
1.5 sticks of butter. Now, if I was at home, I probably wouldn't measure it, just throw it in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cook this in the microwave for 5 minutes.
To get it good and hot?
Good and hot.
And melt it.
I'll add 2 cups of milk when this is all, and cook it for about 2 minutes.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it kind of heats the milk. Then add the potato flakes just until it's the consistency of mashed potatoes.
And you're doing that not with a mixer or anything, you're doing
Nope.
it with a fork, huh?
I do it with a fork, and the more you whip them with the fork,
The better they
the
get.
creamier and the more real tasting they become.
Isn't that amazing?
And you can add cream cheese
Yeah.
in place of,
Sour
you know,
cream or
if it's a
whatever.
little thick, you know, add a little bit of cream cheese. It makes it a
Yeah.
little creamier. I've done a lot of different variations.
Variations.
But
But-
the
and
butter and you know what? You can make it ahead, set it aside. If it gets a little cold, just before you serve it, pop it back in the microwave till it's really hot.
What more could you
Put a
want?
pat of butter on and let it melt over. And it looks
Because
just,
you know what? That's
yeah.
one of the biggest problems with a dinner is getting the potatoes done at the same time as everything
Mm-hmm.
else. And you're always worried they're going to be cold. That's awesome.
The secret's the butter.
Butter.
You know that.
Well, it is at everything. Okay, very good. Okay, you're going to get started. Go ahead, dear.
All right, well, I just put some butter in the pan just so nothing sticks, just so we're good.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take the 2 bags of broccoli, throw them on in here.
Now that's a frozen broccoli, right?
It is the frozen broccoli.
Did you thaw it down?
It is kind of thawed down.
Okay.
It's still a little bit frozen.
Well, that will thaw down as you're
Yeah,
cooking
we're
it
good.
too. Okay, so that's just the tops of the broccoli, which is the most tender, which is
Yeah.
nice.
And
Okay.
then just get that all covered and everything. And then I'm gonna add,
Got your heat
Oh,
going
I
there,
have.
girlfriend?
could probably be a little
I mean,
higher.
yeah, probably.
Oh,
There
yeah?
you go.
There we go. And then I'm gonna add some lemon zest, salt, basil, and
Pepper?
lemon juice.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And
The only thing that doesn't go in is the cheese.
yeah,
Goes in
you put that
last.
up later. Okay. Could I have one of those spatulas, please, up
Sure.
there? Thank you. And now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the gravy. Now, remember the turkey in that pan that I showed you? It's resting. But I drained all of the juices from the bottom of the pan, strained them, and this is what you have left. You have this wonderful, like a broth. Here's the easy part. If you're intimidated, like, oh, what am I going to do? I don't know how to make gravy. You're going to buy it in a jar. But this is what's going to make it taste homemade, because when you pour this in with the broth from your actual real live turkey, bacon in the oven, it makes it so good. You're like amazed at how delicious it tastes, and it does taste homemade. Sometimes things prepared like this have like a fake taste because they've sat in a jar or sat in a can or whatever, but this brings it all back. Oh, so good. Now we're making a lot of gravy because leftovers. How about a hot turkey sandwich the next day? A lot of people just like all that turkey leftovers. They'll make hot turkey sandwiches, or they'll make a turkey casserole. But however you want to make it, this is always good to have turkey. Now what I've also, turkey gravy, what I've also done is after I've made it and everybody's had enough of it, I'll freeze it. Then if I'm going to make a soup, turkey soup, I'll pop that out of the freezer and I have a good basis to start my soup with. And that's it. What else could be that easier? I mean, really, nothing to it. So, yeah, and it smells wonderful. And if it's too runny, you know, that on top of it, that is basically some butter that we basted. That's what that is. So you don't have to worry about that. We can spoon that off. That will come right off. In fact, I'll do that now. We'll just spoon that off. And we're just going to let this heat through, and then we've got our gravy. There it is. It's going to taste wonderful. Don't have to add anything to it. Maybe a little pepper if you want to perk it up. It's really not necessary. But you do want to scrape. And it's not grease. It's actually butter. Because you know turkey is very, very, very low in fats and stuff. So, well, how's it going, Linda?
I'm ready to put the milk in.
Good. That's great.
And that's about 2 cups of milk.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to cook it about 2 minutes, just until the milk heats, and then I'll add the flakes.
Okay.
And it'll be
So you
wonderful.
So you cook it first to melt the butter, then you cook it again when you add the milk, and then you cook it again?
Nope.
Oh, then you bring it out and you add them. I got you.
You know what? I kind of give it a consistency till it looks, and if I don't think, I'll stick it back in
Okay,
there.
why not? You can't mess
Kind
them
of
up.
just be a judge, yeah.
Can't mess them up. Okay, how's the broccoli doing?
I think the broccoli's about done.
Okay, and what did you
Okay,
add
pretty
to
good.
that? Tell us again what
There
you put in
was
it.
the lemon zest,
Okay.
or the rind of the lemon, and then some lemon juice, basil, and salt.
Now, what are you going to do before we serve that?
I'm going to melt the cheese, which I have right here.
What kind of cheese is that?
It
That's a-
is con queso cheese.
Oh, con
Yes.
queso. Okay, it's got some spices and some yummies in there.
Yeah, so you're just
You're-
I'm just gonna melt it and then just
Microwave that?
yes.
Would
in
you
the
do
microwave.
that in a skillet or when you put it in the dish and then pour it over? Which way would you do that? It
to
doesn't
melt
matter.
it or?
After
Oh,
you've
I guess
melted it.
probably doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Just get
okay.
the cheese on the broccoli.
Oh
We're good
yeah,
to go.
very good. And as you can see, this gravy is just awesome, just the right consistency. If it was too thin, you'd make it a little roux. You put it in there and thicken it up. This is the topping I'm going to make for the sweet potatoes that we have cooking in the oven. This is a stick of butter. What else? You have
Goes
to.
for me.
You have to, you have to. And then I have some brown sugar because this is going to sweeten it up a little bit because it's a sweet potato. They're not candied. It's not that big casserole that everybody makes, that has all that stuff, and it's not that. This is nice for people who are really trying to watch their intake. Why you would do it on Thanksgiving, I don't know, but some people have to. It's a necessity. And then I have some cinnamon. Yum. And all you do, mix it. You have to make sure your butter is nice and soft. And you want to mix this until it gets really fluffy. Really, really fluffy. Okay? So let's take a count of everything we're making. You want to do that for me? Today, we made our turkey breast. It's about an 8-pound turkey breast. Buttered it. Put it in with a half a cup of chicken broth. Let it roast until it gets to internal 160 degrees. You know it's done. You bring it out. You cover it. Let it sit at least 15 minutes. Then we did the sweet potatoes. Put those in the oven. Hannah made an awesome dressing. She sparked that up with a little bit of sauteed celery and onion, and instead of using water like it calls for in the stovetop stuffing, she used chicken broth. That also enhances the flavor. That only bakes 15, 20 minutes. That's all. Then we made, what else did we make? We made two pumpkin pies, I wanted to tell you. Go the easy route, get the frozen ones, they're the best. Linda's making the mashed potatoes. She's whipping the topping that goes on our sweet potatoes. We have our cranberry salad in the fridge. Paul made a wonderful fresh fruit salad. We have gravy, and we have our broccoli with cheese. All you need is some rolls and something to drink, and you have your whole Thanksgiving dinner. It's not hard. Just plan, think what you should do first, what takes the longest, what you can do ahead, do it the day ahead. You've got a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner. Everybody will enjoy it. And we hope you've enjoyed it. Here's how you can get all the recipes from this program and the whole month's worth. And here's the way you can do it. We'll be right back in just a minute at the dining room table.
Just go to ctvn.org/athome to get all the recipes from today's show for free. That's right, no subscriptions. They're available online at no cost, and more are being added each day. So join us at ctvn.org/athome to get today's recipes now.
What's better than a Thanksgiving table with your friends and family sitting around and it's covered with delicious food? easy to do food. Let me take you on a little trip around the table. First, down front, we have our turkey breast with sliced, look how beautiful that is, and just decorated with some grapes. It's so good, so easy to do, comes right off the bone. Next, we have our stuffing casserole that Hannah James made for us, and that is piping hot. You just put a little more gravy over that. That brings that right back. It's not dry, it's not hard. Then our Jell-O cranberry salad. How beautiful and festive that is, and it's just full of goodness. Cranberries and oranges and pecans, and just a good taste. That little bit of sweet with everything else you're eating is delicious. Then we have our baked sweet potatoes with that wonderful cinnamon butter we put on top. They're there. We serve them in the half because there's a lot to eat, so you don't want to serve a whole big potato. And then broccoli. Hannah also made us our broccoli with that con queso sauce. That is going to be awesome. You're going to want to try that anytime, not just for a holiday. And Linda, you made the most delicious looking potatoes. I'm telling you, can't wait to get them on my plate with a scoop of gravy. Oh. And we have a fruit salad. Paul made your fruit salad. There's so much we had to have a sidebar. And we have our pies. We just got frozen pies. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Hannah, for being here. Really enjoyed it. Linda, thanks so much. Thanks, Paul. Tell them you said hi.
Hello, family. My fan club.
How about goodbye?
Oh, goodbye.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, family. Be sure to join us the next time. We'll see you then.
Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Dravosburg, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.